to shreds. He promised we're no longer going to be a superpower. We're no better, we're no bigger, we're no different than any other nation. And he's going to see to it that this happens. The biggest applause line was when he said that the Israeli settlements are illegitimate. He challenged the legitimacy of them. And the place erupted. And now, Gaddafi has been rambling on. It's hilarious. Gaddafi's been rambling on here for over an hour. It's just, people are walking out. I mean, it is a genuine freak show. Look at it. It is a genuine freak show. It's the Star Wars bar scene, except that it's real. And it's at the United Nations. Greetings, folks. Rush Limbaugh in Los Angeles. At 800-282-2882. I got here in a great mood, and I'm now peeved again, just like I ended yesterday's show. Obama won this election by 10 million votes, but this is not what he had a mandate to do. I would describe what Obama is doing to this country as basically a coup. It is just frightening. He talks about a new world order, and a new world order is him. Obama is bigger than his country. He's bigger than the presidency. He is the world. He delivered the United States of America to global powers today, just handed us over on a silver platter without a gunshot, without a shot being fired. The United States has just surrendered and accepted all of the blame and guilt that the world has fought. That's why they love him at the United Nations. They love him at the UN. This collection of tyrants, thugs, weirdos, perverts, this collection loves this guy because he doesn't like America. And they don't either. So he goes up there, he rips his own country, and they love it because they don't like America either. It's just, this has been so sad and disappointing to watch. Talked about Israeli occupation, the illegitimacy of the continued settlements. So Barack Obama deconstructing the United States of America internally and now externally in terms of foreign policy. He is not an ambassador of our nation to the world. When our presidents in the past have gone to the United Nations, it has been as an ambassador of our country to the world. And he shows up just as he's done in other world tours, ripping this country to shreds, criticizing it, telling the people at the UN that their negative thoughts of this country have been justified. But it's all different now. It's going to be better now because Barack Hussein Obama is in the Oval Office. There will be no world order that elevates one nation or group of people over another. That will not succeed. That's the future America wants. Obama said, speaking for you and me. He goes up to this bunch of miscreants at the United Nations and says, no world order that elevates one nation or group of people over another will succeed. Okay, good. Good. I then assume that to mean that we will not be helping any of these countries that ask for our help anymore. Since we're all equal now, we're not going to be we can cancel a foreign aid budget. We're all equal, so they can fend for themselves. No one nation's going to be bigger or more important than any other. The next tsunami, wherever it happens, that nation's on its own. We aren't the United States of America. We're not going to send anybody over there to help them out. Next time there's an earthquake, next time there's a typhoon, next time there's a meteorite that destroys some part of the world, hey, you get hit, it's your problem. The United States isn't going to... Is that what this means? Obama basically apologized for the United States and relinquished our superpower status today. He declared that the United States is no longer the world's leading nation. He declared that we are not different than any other nation. And so, folks, the whole concept of American exceptionalism, by the by, is history. I saw it. I heard it. It is a disgusting spectacle. And that pervert Gaddafi is still rambling on. This is, in one way, it is hilarious just to look at this. I don't have the sound up, of course, because I am hosting my radio show as you are glued your radio, but I'm looking at these monitors to the left, and have you ever watched television? You ought to try this, folks. See TV the way I do. Watch it with the sound down. Watch it with the mute on. People look hilarious when you are not distracted by what they're saying, especially this guy. Rambling on and on and on. He says, Gaddafi actually said, it's just a shame we can't have Obama as president of the United States forever. And we've only got a rare moment in time here while Obama, an African, is president of the United States to actually fix the problems of the world, because once Obama's gone, the American people, the United States, are going to go back to being its ugly self again. Gaddafi's all happy that we have an African. You know, he heads up the African Union, whatever the hell that is. He's all happy that we have an African president. He keeps thumbing through a book, reading his notes. It's like the pages are out of order. Guy needs a prompter or even maybe a better teleprompter. But as for Obama, folks, here we have a man who has contributed nothing to the success of this great nation. And I want you to listen to me on this. I'm going to say this as often as I have to for it to sink in. Barack Hussein Obama, a man who has contributed nothing to the success of this great nation. Barack Hussein Obama has contributed no greatness himself. He has made no contribution whatsoever that has furthered this nation's advancement. Nothing at all. Instead, Barack Obama is constantly tearing down this country. He is disrespectful of the American people, all who've come before us. He disrespects every president prior to him. He disrespects all who have built this great nation at enormous cost. In his mind, everything prior to his presidency contributed to an unjust and immoral United States of America. He's contributed nothing. He's a sponge. He simply soaks it up. He is the beneficiary of the greatness, all the greatness this nation has to offer. And he trashes this country nevertheless, like a spoiled brat, 1960s radical, born of the middle class, but constantly seeking to slay ideological images. I think it is important to point out this man has contributed nothing, not one thing, to the greatness of this country. His daughters, the greatest healthcare system in the world, he has access to it. Does he praise it? No, he tries to rip it to shreds and change it. He doesn't see anything in this country that is worthy of praise other than unions, minorities, and community organizers. He sees no greatness in the traditions and institutions that define this country. And this is constant. Whether it's the economy, or there's the judiciary, where it's foreign policy, he's constantly tearing at the fabric of this nation. And now he took it to the world stage today at the United Nations. He says the United States cannot solve all the world's problems, yet his Marxist agenda says the opposite when it comes to domestic policy. That is, that the federal government can solve all the nation's problems. So he's up there at the United Nations, he's telling all these people, hey, we can't solve all the world's problems. We can't go it alone. We can't do it. We can't do this. We can't do it. Up. But domestically, well, federal government's the only outfit that can do anything. And it's going to be the only outfit that will do anything, because we're going to trash everything in the private sector. Our government is arrogant, he says, when it comes to international affairs. I mean, that seems to be the theme of his argument. We're arrogant. We're conceited. We walk around with that big head. We strut around, and we don't care about the world's poor. And we don't care about the world's disadvantaged. We steal all of the world's resources. Blah, 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 blah. Arrogant, he says we are when it comes to international affairs. But our government is compassionate and all-knowing when it comes to our own liberty here at home. Our government is wonderful. Now that he's in charge, never, ever has it been better